My name is Manuel Costa. I'm a licensed family marriage therapist based in San Jose in the southwestern portion, Cambrian Park. And I'd like to talk right now about sexual addiction, which a friend of mine refers to as the black sheep of addiction because there's so much shame attached to it. What is an addiction? I would describe it as when a substance or a pattern of behavior so overtakes us that we become its slaves. And sexuality in itself, of course, is a good and beautiful part of our being. It's part of nature, part of the universe's gift to us as human beings, and a way of our expressing love for another human being. Why and how does sex become an addiction? Well, it becomes an addiction when it takes over our personalities in such a way that we treat other people and ourselves as objects. Instead of really being a person, the other person is an object, a way of our fulfilling our own pleasure rather than really seeing that person as an integral being in him or herself. What are the clues that addiction, sexuality is becoming an addiction for us? Well, there's several clues. I would enumerate a few of them. First of all, when sex or our pursuit of sex has taken over so much that we tend to let go of other responsibilities in our lives, our work, our family, and those responsibilities recede into the background so that we can pursue our addiction. A second clue would be when our relationship, our primary relationship, if we're in a partnership, moves into the background and our addiction moves into the foreground. And the person that we're in relationship to feels that neglect, feels that we're not paying as much attention as to him or her as we did before. Another clue of sexual addiction is when we become overwhelmed and we lose our ability to concentrate and focus because the addiction has taken its form. Our pursuit of sex is so great that it takes over. What to do about this? The first thing is, I would say, change our viewpoint about sexuality, to shift it from seeing it as a way of our attaining pleasure only to seeing that it's a way of connecting with other human beings and to treat other human beings as persons rather than objects. So shifting our lens to a wider lens, seeing sexuality in the context of humanity and our treatment of other people according to the golden rule, to treat others as you want to be treated. A second way of dealing with a sexual addiction, if one has it, is to see that shame can be an ally only if it helps us to change our behavior. If it leads us to beating ourselves up and just repeating the same behaviors, getting caught in despair and kind of depression because of our addiction, that leads nowhere. So that kind of shame is useless. Shame and guilt that leads us to change our behavior is what I would call creative guilt or creative shame. Thirdly, if we're sexually addicted, we can use self-help books, therapy, and if necessary, a group like Sexaholics Anonymous. So these are the ways that one can deal with an addiction of that nature if one has it.